Hello again. Right, today, introduction to one of DeWalt's latest tools. It's the DCS572. This is the end, because I've got loads of batteries, so I don't need any, which means basically it doesn't come with batteries. This is a rail saw, basically to run on the tracks that the plunge saw runs on. Now, as anybody that runs the plunge saw system knows just how vital they are, not just out on site, but also in the workshop as well, because you get really, really good finishes with it, and it's simple to get straight lines. This runs on that same rail, but it's a fraction of the cost, a fraction of the weight, and it's battery, which means when I'm like on site, a long way from the customer's house, I don't have to start running extension lead after extension lead back to where I'm working, because I've got this. Okay, let's have a look at it, see what it's like. I've not actually used it yet, not done anything with it yet, so it's brand new. I'm not doing unboxing, I'm just getting it out of the box. Straight away we've got a rip fence there, handles to get it out of the box, obviously it's pretty heavy, but not that heavy. What have we got in here? Dust extractor kit, the saw itself, and a blade. Now the blade, now this is another advantage. What I'm using in the van at the moment as a site saw on the battery side is the trim saw, which is only giving me a 38mm cut. It's okay, I manage. This is a 184 blade. That's going to give me about 60mm cut. I'll have to read the specs to say it exact, but that's what it's going to give me. It's going to give me more than I need. If I can get over 50mm, I'm happy, because I can start ripping up normal timbers. That one will give me it. Now then, the main key feature on this is that bit that runs in the track. It has adjusters on both sides, on the standard 90 and on the 45 slot, to make sure that it fits your track nice and snug. It doesn't have the features that the plunge saw has. It doesn't have the anti-rollback and such that you use on a sloping roof, and I don't use it. I've never used that. I've had that track saw for a long time. I've never used them features, so I'm not going to miss it. Now, as for the plunge feature on the plunge saw, what's the difference with that than with this? I'll tell you the only difference is you've got to make sure that's not going to count. But if you're up there, your blade is clear from the work. You're on the track and you can plunge in and carry on. So it works just as the same as a plunge saw. Now the many features it has, obviously, it's a brushless motor, they all are. Standard lithium batteries that we all use now. What is that? The spanner that slides out the back, what is that? I don't even know. Not Allen key now, no, it's the spanner for taking off the, for putting the blade on, taking the blade back off again. Other than that, we've got all the normal standard features. Yeah, things are nice levers instead of little turning knobs for doing your adjustments, so it's good. And everything is calibrated. You've got calibrations on everything that you're doing. Around here, around here, around there. These calibrations here represent 5mm plunges, so that when you're actually plunging in, you can tell from the blade how far it's gone in as to how deep you've gone. That will tell you. As it gets wider and narrower, it will tell you how deep you've gone. Extra little features. Blade lock is there. What else have we got? Everything normal, the same as it would be. Your rip fence goes in, and you've got your stop point there. Again, ruler calibrated, everything perfect. On the front of the sole plate, you've got curve markings. Now you've actually got a raised piece there that gives you the exact curve of your blade for each type, your 0 and your 45. Obviously in between that you judge it yourself. But it's good because it's showing you what side of the blade you're going to be working on if you want to make sure you're not cutting into the good wood, and you just keep it on the waste. Let's shove a battery on. See what the thing sounds like without the blade. First off. Nice LED. Now the thing with the LED is it doesn't act as a torch. It shines this little gap that we have here. And in that gap, you're looking down, you can see where you're cutting. You don't have to be over here doing it. As you know, with a trim saw, your blade's this side, you can see it. But with this, it's there. And you can see exactly where the blade's going. Another useful feature. Okay, putting the blade on. Remove the battery first. Now let's see what it sounds like with the blade on. Electronic brakes are good. You can feel it pulling back on you. You see how it's kicking back on me? That's the brake pulling. I'm driving a car. Okay, now let's do a setup with the track and just see what it's like as for performance goes. I've used the plunge saw for a long time. For this to take the place of the plunge saw, it needs to be as accurate. Now initially, like always, you would, if you're buying everything new, you would tune up the track to the saw. What I mean by that is that when the track is in, you're adjusting these two here, which you just slacken off with a screwdriver, turn it until you've got no wobble at all, in that or the 45, which I've got in both. When that's set, that's good. You'd also have a new anti-chip rubbers. These are not. And you would run the saw once down it, which would put that very clean against the saw blade. How close it'll be to this saw, I don't know, it depends on the other one, but it should be reasonably close. I'll find out. But if there's any chipping, okay, let's set up a board just to see what it's going to be like for cutting. Now the one initial drawback you've got with this is you don't have a depth stop like you do have on the plunge saw. I always have mine set to 15mm because I'm always going through 12mm board and I don't want to be ripping up my supports too quick, too much. So that 15mm gives me just enough to clear through. With this, it doesn't have that, but I guess you could set it. But you'd have to be setting it off the board like so. To where you want it. And that would give you a clearance. A little different. But if you're going to do many cuts, you set that the once, what's the difference? It'd be the same. Didn't quite. A little bit more. Well, we're getting a very clean, easy cut. A very straight cut, well obviously straight because it's on the track. Chip out, it's rough plywood, so I can't really tell. I'll have to get a piece of nice board and try it on there. But the simplicity of using is there, and at the end of the day, a track is just to make things very quick, very simple, so that you can do the job without too much hassle. Good enough for me. Now I'm seeing very clean cuts, even though it's rough ply. It's looking very clean. Now remembering, I have not tuned these two together. Once they're tuned together, you're going to get even better performance. But as a site trim saw, it will work perfect. And as a site plunge saw and rail saw, I can see it working fine. I've got a big job coming next week where I'm fitting about 16 very, very expensive wallboards. By the end of next week, I'll know if this is taking place for the other one. Let's hope it does. Right, well, if you've got any questions on that, drop them in the bottom. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Otherwise, hope you've liked it. If you have, give us a thumbs up. I need them to get me ratings going, so go on, do us a favour. Otherwise, till next time, bye for now.